Please be seated. Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Registrar of the NUI, distinguished guests, graduates, colleagues, and most importantly, your families, I'm delighted and honoured to welcome you all to the RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences conferring ceremonies this morning. I hope you very much enjoy today. Before declaring open the conferring ceremony, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce the platform party. At the conferring table to the front, from your right, we have Professor Michael Murphy, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland. In the middle, Professor Deborah McNamara, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. And beside her, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. At the back row, on the stage again from your right, we have Dr. Patrick O'Leary, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Professor Fergal O'Brien, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research and Innovation at RCSI, Dr. Erica Keane, President of the Association of Graduates of RCSI, Dr. Judith Gilroy, Associate Director for Academic Affairs, Professor Gozi Ofaya, Director of Curriculum at the School of Medicine, Professor Helena Kelly, Head of the School of Pharmacy and Biomolecular Sciences at RCSI, Professor Suzanne McDonough, Head of our School of Physiotherapy, Professor Tracy Robson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs at RCSI, and my name is Cathal Kelly, Vice-Chancellor of RCSI. RCSI degrees are under Irish legislation. They're also degrees of the National University of Ireland. It now gives me great pleasure to invite the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Professor Deborah McNamara, to come forward and address our graduating class and your guests.
Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, President RCPI, President of the Association of Graduates, Vice-Chancellor, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Heads of Schools, academic colleagues, distinguished guests, and our graduating class. I'm delighted to welcome each of you to the RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences for this undergraduate conferring ceremony for the class of 2025. I would like to especially welcome our graduates, your families, friends, and supporters to RCSI this morning. My name is Professor Deborah McNamara, and I'm President of RCSI. Today we will award qualifications in medicine, pharmacy, and physiotherapy to 127 deserving graduates. For each of you, this is an important milestone. I applaud you for your achievements. Qualifications like these, as you know, do not come easily. They require persistence, effort, and personal sacrifice. You should be very proud of what you have achieved. But today is not just a day of celebration for you. It's also an important day for your parents, your families, friends, and for the whole RCSI community worldwide who join in the celebrations. Our mission at RCSI is to educate, nurture, and discover for the benefit of human health. And we're proud to be the highest ranked university in the world for our contribution to good health and well-being, the third UN Sustainable Development Goal. We can only achieve that impact through our graduates. Today, each of you will join a global network of more than 35,000 alumni working in over 100 countries around the world to improve human health. Like many of our alumni, you too will spend a great deal of your professional lives treating illness. But healthcare professionals also have an important role to play in promoting health and in supporting people to live longer, healthier, and happier lives. Over recent years at RCSI, we have reflected on how we can do more to support clinicians and scientists in their efforts to increase engagement with members of the public about health. In addition to our popular My Health series and our research collaborations with patients and representatives of the public, in February 2026, we will open an exhibition space called Humanarium in our brand new education and research building at 118 St. Stephen's Green. This will be the first free public engagement space in Ireland dedicated to health and well-being. Visitors can learn more about the science of you. And we look forward to welcoming our graduates back and welcoming your family and the wider public as you drop in to learn more. So please do keep in touch with us. We look forward to seeing how your careers progress. We wish you every success. Congratulations once again, and enjoy the day.
Thank you, President. We now move forward with the formal opening of the RCSI and NUI conferring ceremony. I'd invite all our graduates to please stand and call on the Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Dr. Patrick O'Leary, to formally open the NUI conferring ceremony.
Universitas Hiberniae Nationalis, pre honorables Cancellariae totaque Universitas, et Comitiae Universitariae, hoda convocatus sunt ut hic mulieres maxima exime et hic viri maxima eximi, at gradus academicus admirantur. This is a meeting of the National University of Ireland for the purpose of conferring degrees. The graduands will be presented by Professor Cathal Kelly, Vice-Chancellor, RCSI, University of Medicine and Health Sciences, and the degrees will be conferred by Professor Michael B. Murphy, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland.
This is a meeting of RCSI, University of Medicine and Health Sciences for the purpose of conferring degrees. I will now present the graduates in my role as Vice-Chancellor, and the degrees will be conferred by Professor Deborah McNamara, President of RCSI. We now proceed to the recital of the graduate declarations, which you can find on page 10, 11 of your conferring booklet. And I invite Professor Tracy Robson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs at RCSI, to come to the lectern to lead you in this declaration.
I'm so pleased to be with you here today to celebrate both you and your achievements on this very special day. This morning you will recite the RCSI Graduate Declaration. The Graduate Declaration is a commitment to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your time at RCSI. In a moment, I will read the declaration aloud, line by line. I ask that all graduates please repeat each line after me as confirmation of your values and responsibilities as future healthcare professionals. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of the patient will be my first concern. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will remember that there is art to my profession and my science, and that warmth, empathy, and understanding may outweigh treatment alone. I will uphold the highest ethical standards and demonstrate unwavering academic integrity in my chosen profession. I will respect any confidential information that is entrusted in me, even after a patient has died. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and the patient. I will not use my professional knowledge to violate human rights or civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will abide by the code of conduct of my profession, and I will promote the highest standards of practice, lifelong learning, education and research in the interest of human health. I will abide by the code of conduct of my profession, and I will promote the highest standards of practice, lifelong education and research in the interest of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour.
we award the letters testimonial of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland and the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. I now invite the graduates in medicine only to please remain standing. Other graduates may be seated. And to recite with me the declaration of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland and the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. If you could turn to page 10 of your conferring booklet. And we'll recite together, firstly, the declaration of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. So I, in your name, do hereby solemnly and sincerely declare and promise that I will observe and be obedient to the statutes, bylaws and ordinances of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. And I will, to the utmost of my power, endeavour to promote the reputation, honour and dignity of the said college. We now together recite the declaration of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. So I, in your name, do hereby solemnly and sincerely promise and affirm that I observe the statutes, bylaws and ordinances of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. And that I will, to the utmost of my power, endeavour to preserve the honour and reputation of the college. For the award of Honours degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Bachelor of Obstetrics, I present the graduates for conferring Pre Honorabilis Cancellariae, totaque Universitas, presento vobis has meas filios et hos meas filias, qui sem tam moribus, quam doctrina habilis et esse, qui admittor ad graduam baccalaureatus in medicina, in chirurgiae, in arte obstetrica, honoro curso confecto, idaque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totaque academiae. I now invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in medicina, in chirurgia, in arte obstetricia, honoru cursu confecto.
I now invite the President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office as President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, I admit you licentiates in medicine and obstetrics of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland.
I invite the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office of President of RCSI, I admit you licentiates in surgery and obstetrics and graduates of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland.
Professor Gozi Ofaya, Director of Curriculum at the School of Medicine of RCSI, will now introduce the graduates for conferring.
Good afternoon, graduates from the class of 2025. I will now introduce the graduates from the School of Medicine. Abdullah Al-Mahed. Mohammed Al-Jami. Shamsa Al-Meri. Omar Al-Riwihi. Yusuf Al-Tamimi. Dij Al-Zid. Yihao Dai. Samar Heidi. Naji Hamshari. Muskan Pandey. Miso Park. Yash Pujari. Rami Ransam. Sweeta Sitaville. Abdulaziz Shams Aldin. That concludes the conferment of degree of licentiates. Congratulations to our new graduates.
For the award of Honours degree of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, I'd ask the graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy to please be upstanding as I present you for conferring. Pre honorabili Chancellariae totaque universitas, presento vobis hasmeus filios et hasmeus filias, quo sim tam moribus, quam doctrina biles et esse qui admitter honoris causa ad graduum baccalaureatus in scientia pharmacia, idique tibi fide mea testor expondeo, totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientia pharmacia, honoro cursu confector.
I invite the President of RCSI to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science, Pharmacy.
Professor Helena Kelly, Head of the School of Pharmacy and Biomolecular Sciences at RCSI, will now introduce the graduates for conferring.
Good morning. I will now call on each graduate to come forward. Fajer Al-Muhanna. Latifa Alali. Khadija Al-Bahrani. Mohammed Al-Khabaz. Maya Alman. Ahmed Almani. Hamid Al-Marzouk. Asil Aramizi. Ahmed Al-Rawana. Hossein Al-Sayeg. Onyinye Chukwuka Ani Inzekwe. Irla Carroll. Amy Cody. Ava Creven. Nicole Louise Downey. Hazel Dwyer. Mariam El Hatwash. Chidera Izenwa. Amy Fallon. Maeve Farrelly. Roisin Flynn. James Ford. Roisin Green. Cameron Hart. Sophia Herrero. Katie Howe. Kira Hughes. Emma Kelly. Sophia Khan. Sarah Luby. Fiona MacDonald. Aisling Marmion. Danielle McComiskey. Amy McMahon. Amy is also the winner of the Survey Award for the Best BSc Research Project. Fatma Mohammed. Anya Mooney. Emily Murray. Emily is this year's valedictorian for the BSc in Pharmacy class of 2025. Yousaf Mustafawi. Leanne O'Brien. Arabina Ofusu Ikings. Mikey O'Malley. Adam O'Neill. Emer O'Shea. Pedram Pergasini. Sahana Rajesh. Brianna Rosati. Kate Ryan. Issa Safar. Stephanie Scally. Leah Smith. Shauna Smith. Aideen Somerville. Jane Thompson. Emmanuel Uja. Harry Wheelahan. That concludes the conferment of the Honours degree of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. Congratulations to each of you.
For the award of Honours degree of Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy, I'd ask the graduates for the Honours degree in Physiotherapy to please be upstanding. Pre honorabili Chancellariae, totaque Universitas, presento vobis has meas filios et os meas filias, sui simtam moribus quam doctrina habiles, et esse qui admitter honoris causa ad graduum baccalaureatus scientiae, idique tibi fide mea tester expondeo, totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the NUI to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus scientiae, honoru cursu confector.
I invite the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science, Physiotherapy.
Professor Suzanne McDonough, Head of the School of Physiotherapy at RCSI, will now introduce the graduates for conferring.
So I will invite a graduate to come forward. So Ghazi Al-Qasim. Connor Byrne. Ella Caird. Faiza Chandio. Laila Chegini Nejad. Ronan Cleary. Ronan is also the winner of the Professionalism Award. Celeste de Courcy. Alana Drennan. Darren Duffy. Andrew Durkin. Ara Freeman. Chantal Gallagher. Hamid Gul. Fiona Heine. Owen Hurley. Niamh Joyce. Orla Callagher. And Orla is also the winner of the Research Award. Owen Kelly. Annie Kirwan. Annie is the winner of the Communication Award, the Professor Marie Guyden Award, and this year's valedictorian for the BSc Physiotherapy class in 2025. Chen Liang Lei. Emily Murphy. Kira Naughton. Aoife Murphy. Lorcan Nemo. Katie O'Brien. Orla O'Callaghan. Daniel Olatunji. Alicia Prem Kumar. Vitalia Roska. Hannah Salvatori. Catherine Spillane. Sinead Sweeney. Abdullah Sharaf. That concludes the conferment of the Honours degree of Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy. Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations to all our new graduates, and indeed a special mention to those who cannot join us in person today. I now invite Dr. Patrick O'Leary, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, to formally close the NUI conferring ceremony.
Pre Honorabili Cancellariae Totaque Universitas, Cermonis Rite Confectus, Quas Offacius Finam Heus, Convocationis Universitariae. That completes the NUI conferring ceremonies.
We now proceed to the student valedictorian addresses from the BSc in Pharmacy and BSc in Physiotherapy classes of 2025. And it gives me great pleasure to invite Emily Murray, BSc in Pharmacy, to come to the lectern to address us on behalf.
President, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Chancellor of the NUI, heads of schools, members of faculty, fellow graduates, family, friends and distinguished guests. I feel extremely honoured and privileged to speak on behalf of my wonderful pharmacy class today. I still find it hard to believe that we've reached the end of the roller coaster that has been our 4 years of pharmacy here at RCSI. We've experienced the ups and downs, the slow slog of exam season and the quick blur of an OSCE. We've laughed and cried and we've gripped onto each other's hands through every twist and turn. And so I feel very grateful to have this opportunity today to speak on behalf of the class, to thank all of those who have supported us on this journey and who have cheered us on throughout. Firstly, I wish to thank the academic and operations team in the School of Pharmacy and Biomolecular Sciences, to our lecturers and supervisors. Your passion, enthusiasm, and dedication to your profession has been influential on each of our own professional journeys. You go above and beyond for us and support us in becoming the practitioners that we've always aspired to become, and for that we are deeply grateful. To our colleagues in physiotherapy, congratulations. I hope you've been experiencing every success since leaving the lecture halls of RCSI. I can't help but feel like an honorary physio myself, having lived with 4 brilliant physios for the last 4 years. You're a fantastic bunch to experience this journey with, and any time spent with you has never been short of laughs and crack. Thank you to our family, friends, and partners who've joined us here today, and all those who are watching from home. You've stood by us and cheered us on throughout the journey. In bad times, you always seem to know what to say, and in the good times, you were always the first to congratulate us and celebrate us. You are fundamental to us reaching this moment. And I know I don't say it half as often as I should, but to my mum, my dad, my sister Grace, and my brother Kevin, thank you. I would simply be lost without you. And of course, to our wonderful pets, who I'm sure are all watching at home, who provide the most unwavering and unconditional emotional support, thank you. But now to my classmates. Firstly, I'd like to take a moment to remember our classmate Eva, who passed away around this time 3 years ago. I'll never forget her kindness to me in first year, when the deadline for our PPJ project was fast approaching, and with it being our first grapple with group work, all was in a sort of frenzy. Very out of my comfort zone for my very shy self back in first year, I put myself out there and divided what had to be done and set a deadline for the tasks. I remember fearing at the time that my new classmates would see me as some intense dictator, but one day after a group meeting, Eva turned to me and thanked me for dividing up the jobs and reassured me that it was exactly what we needed. For me, that moment really captured her kindness, and I'm sure many of you also have memories that capture that kindness too. Memories I think that we should all hold close and feel very grateful for today. To my classmates here today and those watching at home, thank you. You are simply the best. Words cannot describe how grateful I am to have such kind-hearted, fun, and incredible people by my side on this journey. I know that we will always have each other's backs and that any message into our class WhatsApp group will never go long unattended to. So I suppose here we stand in line for the next roller coaster, the roller coaster of our final placement and our transition towards independent practice. The anticipation is rife, and there are so many opportunities that lie ahead for us as new pharmacists. And at times, the journey might look slightly daunting, and we might doubt whether we'll actually be able to manage it all. But I know we can all take faith in the excellent training we've received here in RCSI, the expertise of our interprofessional team, the support of our friends and family, and the wisdom and comfort of one another to carry us through. Your future colleagues and the people you'll provide care to are all incredibly lucky to have you by their side, just as lucky as I have been for the last 4 years. Thank you very much and enjoy the celebration.
Thank you, Emily. And I, with pleasure, invite Annie Kerwin to address us on behalf of the BSc in Physiotherapy class of 2025.
Vice-Chancellor of RCSI, President of RCSI, Chancellor of NUI, heads of school, members of faculty, distinguished guests, family and friends. It is beyond a privilege to stand here today representing the physiotherapy class of 2025. To my fellow graduates, the biggest congratulations to each and every one of you. You should be so proud of the hard work and dedication it's taken to get to this moment. I'll begin by thanking RCSI for creating such a wonderful experience for us. Studying physio at RCSI has been something truly special, and for many of us, a long-held dream. We couldn't have reached this point without our incredible lecturers. My goodness, they have challenged us, pushed us, and stretched us in every way possible. But in our small, close-knit class, they knew us by name and guided us and supported us through every step. A huge thank you also to the PEC team and our clinical educators who helped shape us during placement. I joined this class in second year, just after having a baby, and I was still finding my feet as a new mother, a single mother, and leaving my child for the first time. I'd hoped I might find someone to talk to, but instead I was welcomed with such warmth, such care, and friendship. When I think of us as a group, I think of laughter, usually at the most inappropriate times, trying to revive a mannequin in the sim lab, the anxious wait for an OSCE, or the pure panic of placement. We always manage to lift each other up and get each other through. And it's that compassion and that empathy that makes you outstanding physiotherapists. It's fair to say we've had some hard moments as a class. Niamh, it's been so inspiring to watch your journey to be a physiotherapist. Your parents will be so proud of you. To Ella, it's so wonderful to have you here, and that despite everything, you are still the life and soul of the party, as it should be. And to Emily, we are so heartbroken you couldn't be here with us today. We are so grateful for your friendship. The heart and the resilience you've shown over the last few years is simply incredible, and we cannot wait to celebrate with you soon. For what it's worth, what I've learned in my time is that life is full of twists and turns, and it doesn't always unfold in the way you expect. But in the hardest times, there is still joy to be found in those small moments of connection and laughter, and they can carry you more than you realise. And often they add up to make some of the toughest chapters the most meaningful. To our family and friends, thank you. Thank you for your patience, your encouragement, and for being our constant cheerleaders. You have been poked, prodded, and taped more than you ever expected. Now, the good news is you've got free physiotherapy for life. However, if you were subjected to our earliest attempts, you might not be so keen on that. I have to thank two very special women in my life, my mother Nolene and my sister Aisling, who have shown up for me again and again and again. Every morning of placement, one of them arrived at my doors in the early hours to take over minding the baby so I could get to the hospital in time. You made the impossible feel manageable. To Jonah, my love and my joy, you are forever and always everything I will ever need. And finally to say, I almost missed my chance to study physiotherapy. I thought my time had passed. To anyone who has something in their mind, something you are being called to do, and maybe you feel like the window of opportunity is past, to remember you are not too old, it is not too late, and when you follow your passions, amazing things can happen. To the class of 2025, the world is at your feet. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Annie, for your great advice, and a warm welcome to Jonah to his first, and hopefully not his last, RCSI conferring. It now gives me great pleasure to invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, Professor Michael Murphy, to address us.
President, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Deans, colleagues, and most importantly, all of you over there, the new graduates. They advise one never to follow a good speaker, but you have no choice. But I will be brief, because it's a day for celebration and not a day for forgettable speeches. But I have 3 short points. Firstly, for most of you, it's your first RCSI NUI degree. So it's my duty to welcome you into membership of the universities for life, unless you commit a serious crime when we have the power to take it back. I'll bet you did not know that. I want to, of course, like everybody else, congratulate you, because you did not arrive here by chance. Between the heavy partying, there was a requirement for commitment, for hard work, and for resilience. And because you're here, you are well on your way to fulfilling lives. So well done to each of you formally from NUI. Secondly, as Annie just pointed out, you didn't achieve this on your own, because your parents, your siblings, your partner, your spouse all played a big part in supporting you and driving you on. And the happiest smiles today are actually at the back of the hall, because the checkbooks and the credit cards can be put away. So families, can I say that you deserve a lot of the credit. Thirdly, we mustn't forget, as Annie said, in a way, that academia is a team sport. And all good teams require good coaches, caring mentors, compelling role models, the Troy Parrots of teaching. Somebody had to get that one in. But seriously, the reputation of RCSI, which is the value of your degree, is based on excellence in teaching. And it's built on the commitment of the faculty and the can-do community spirit that one sees here, and a lot of good luck in having visionary leaders for the last 250 years. And you have been the beneficiaries of all of this, and will be. So I want you to acknowledge the faculty beside me, in front of me, and outside of here, for the part that they have played in your success. So, formally. And my 3 minutes are up. So I just simply want to conclude by joining everybody in wishing each of you life of good health, successful, rewarding, fulfilling careers, and love and happiness in your homes in the years to come. So well done, and enjoy the parties. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chancellor. As both the Chancellor and the President have said, it takes something of a village to raise a graduate. And perhaps before we finish, if I could ask our graduates to be upstanding and perhaps face your family, friends and supporters and acknowledge the role they've played in getting you to this point. And that brings us to the end of the formalities. We would like to invite our graduates, your family and friends to join us for a reception in the College Hall and Boardroom. And if I could please ask you all to be upstanding for the outward procession. Thank you very much and congratulations.